Hello everyone, and welcome again to another LEGO Bionicle video. For today guys, we are finally going to be reviewing the Overlord Makuta. Now guys, as you all know in the description, this is going to be the long review and not the short review. So with that said guys, it's going to have the exact same structure as the Shadow Titan Makuta review. So I will be obviously starting off from the, I should say the feet, and then working my way up towards the top, and then of course talking about the weapons and the other perks which the set actually has. So what I will be doing is in the link in the description, if you don't want to see the whole video, I will be putting little segments up where I do talk specifically about these certain parts, of course at certain times in the actual video. So do check that out if you don't want to watch the whole video in one go. But other than that, I really hope you guys do enjoy this video. Please, you know, support the channel. Like this, if obviously when you do actually watch the whole thing. Do like this video, guys. Subscribe to my channel as well. And most importantly, please do share the videos around so people know about the actual Overlord Makuta does exist, and that you can actually build it, because that's obviously important, because I have done an instructional build on it. But anyway, guys, I really hope you will enjoy this video, and here we go. So guys, starting off with the actual feet itself, you can see in the front there, very standard looking feet, I would say, and here are the actual toes itself, and of course you can manipulate them, move them just a bit, but then again, of course you want them fixated onto the actual floor itself. Now I do like this design right here, and of course as we all know, this is from the actual lower jaw of Lava Beast or Storm Beast and Umrek, things like that, etc, etc, and it's a nice touch, I have to say. Of course, without this here, to be honest, it would actually make the feet look more bare, and the idea that John Ho added that was actually a great idea, to be honest. Now, if I actually move him towards the side there, as you can see, whoa, he's actually falling backwards now. Okay, there we go. So as you can see here, guys, moving on towards the side, you can see that there are two ball joint pieces right here. Now, with these pieces, I should say, is the fact that however you actually move this piece will actually move with it. So it's kind of in sync, and they are connected together, of course, as you can see from that blue pin right there. And you can get articulation, so it just really depends, because obviously these actual armor pieces right here actually hinder the movement, and because of this piece right here. So there's only so much you can actually do with moving the set back. Now you can see the piston there, you can see how it's kind of moved forward and back. Now it's kind of hindered a bit because of this actual ball joint here. Now can you see that, guys? You can move it forward, but like I mentioned, this can hinder it a bit. Now if I pull it back, it stops because of the actual ball joint. So there is minimal range and articulation in the actual feet, so depending on how you want to pose them is going to be quite hard. Of course, it's very different in terms of the structure to the Shadow Titan Makuta, but there is still movement. By no means am I saying there isn't any, but it's just quite limited in that sense. Now, in terms of just basic movement, guys, you can get certain basic movements. The only problem, though, is if you try to move this here at the bottom, you're kind of actually moving the knee as well. So I'll show you what I mean. You kind of see what I mean, guys? You're also kind of moving the knee, and that's just kind of a I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but it's quite hard if you really want to get some crazy poses with the set in terms of its feet or its legs. So it is kind of a hassle. But then again, you know, I'm not really much of a person who likes to pose a lot, but for those people who really want to get some crazy poses with the set, it is going to be quite difficult in that sense, unfortunately. But yeah, that's just I guess that's just a part of it, because then again, the knee structure is only fixated to, obviously, as you all know, it is kind of like a 90-degree, if you kind of get what I mean. I don't know how to explain it, like, as in, yeah, that's what I mean. So you can get into a 90-degree, but that's the most you can really do because of this piece right here. And there you go, you can get it right up straight like so. So that's practically the functionality of that piece there, or that, I don't know if it's like a gear, but you get my point. That piece right there in the back, and you can only move it literally 90 degrees back. You can't even move it forward. So I'm trying to see, I'm more likely to break it, to be honest, but you get the idea. So you can only move it backwards, and you can only move it to just about 90 degrees, or I think about 95 degrees. So that's all you can do literally with the actual knee joint, unfortunately. Something funny that I added, guys, was just this little piece here. Now I added it for, just for fun, because why not, you know? Because we all know that with Shadow Titan Makuta, he normally has Borak pieces on the side of his actual leg. Now I said to myself, hey, well, I should say Overlord Makuta doesn't really have any, so I kind of added these in just for fun. And you know, because he is gold, or a majority of his theme is in gold and purple, as well as in black, why not? So I kind of added that in, and I really like it. I think it looks pretty cool. Of course, it doesn't really affect the overall look of the actual set, so hey, why not, to be honest. But anyway, moving on up towards the actual knee. So I've already mentioned the actual articulation in the knee. One thing that's odd is actually this piece right here. So if I actually show you this piece here, if I actually bend it, you can see that this piece can just start flipping around and flopping, and that's just a bit of a letdown in all honesty. But then again, it is still fixated, so it will not move, thankfully. But for it to kind of like just stay like that, you can just see the kneecap there, is just odd. You know, it would be nice if you could have somehow, I guess, I don't know how to explain it, but like if the knee was just kind of fixated like that and then the leg would just move, if you guys kind of get what I mean. So if the knee is kind of there, it would just still stay there. But I know there isn't any really possibility of doing that. But then again, it's still great. I love the functionality. The fact that you can still move the actual knee is great. In terms of the actual knee movement, it's more smoother than the actual Shadow Titan Makuta, because obviously the Shadow Titan Makuta, in terms of his leg pieces, they are all kind of flimsy, and it's hard to manipulate. As mentioned, because if you have seen my actual review, a lot of the time the legs actually just start to split, and thankfully this set doesn't actually do that, and that's just one of the perks about this actual set. So definitely a nice thing that John Ho has actually added about this set, these actual stickers here. Now, of course, they don't really have necessarily a meaning, but to add, you know, a bit of detail like that is definitely a great thing. Adding more of a, I guess, more of a theme to him, and bringing his character more to life. Now, of course, we all know with the Shadow Titan Makuta, this does not exist. There are no stickers at all. And for John Ho to kind of think outside the box and add these stickers is a great initiative. I don't know if that's the right word to use, but I definitely do like it. You know, of course, you don't want just bland looking panels there. Of course, adding more detail to them makes the set stand out a lot more, and that's definitely what this set actually brings out with, and that's definitely just a great thing, I have to say, in all honesty. Of course, you don't want bare looking black legs, right? So adding a bit of sticker detail there is just definitely great. Also to mention, guys, of course the skirting is great. Of course the design created by John Ho is just on point, guys. The overall color, the fact that you can see some Bionicle writing there in their language is just great. Overall the design is just awesome, and you know, honestly, I don't know how anyone could think of something like this. It's just so creative. It's so ingenious. It's just awesome. But anyway, guys, moving right along. As you can see here, of course, on the actual sides of Overlord, you can see are these wings. Now, of course, I think these are meant to kind of be fill-ins, of course, to kind of cover the sides, as there isn't really anything there. So, if I actually turn them around, and I'll show you exactly what I mean by that. So you can see here is the actual wings, and if I lift it up, there is nothing there. So if I show you from the side, maybe that's just a lot better for you guys. You can see there inside there is nothing at all. It is just hollow, and I can just stick my fingers in. As weird as that sounds, there is nothing there. So I believe this piece is just a filler, just to cover that up, so you can't really see what's behind there. So that's unfortunate that he doesn't really have much going on in his actual hip region. Of course, nothing like Shadow Titan Makuta, where he's heavily armored with his skirting and of course the tail piece, etc, etc. But then again, who really cares about that? Majority of Overlord Makuta's perks are actually near the top of his arms, and of course his back, as we all know, and his weapons, of course, as well. If we move on towards the side, now if I move his arm down, you can see there are these pieces right here. Take two. Anyway, as you can see here, guys, you can see there are these armor pieces. Now, of course, these armor pieces are actually from Lost. Now, who do I mean by Lost? So, Lord of the Skull Spiders actually has one of these armor pieces for the body. Now, I got two of them, and what's interesting about this, guys, is I think this is meant to resemble kind of like the lats. So, if you guys know what the lats are, the latissimus dorsi. So, of course, the back muscles, and I think they're meant to protrude outwards to kind of envision, or not envision, to kind of show you guys guys that he's buff, massive and huge. Of course, you can tell there with the chest piece, that's what the whole, I guess, set is portraying. So guys, one last thing to actually mention about the actual pieces in the back here is that you can actually move them in and out. So you can really manipulate them to how you really want to. If you want them to look small, if you want them to look big so he looks bulky, it is really up to you. Like I said guys, it's kind of like a filler. That's kind of like their main purpose. Also possibly to be armor pieces as well, but still a great way, you know, you can just manipulate it and you can fix it up to however you want. Anyway guys, now moving on towards up to the actual chest, you can see that it is just one big bulky looking chest piece. Now this piece does not actually move, it is just fixated into one position. Now I definitely do like how you can see the, I guess these are kind of like the clavicles, if you guys don't know what the clavicles are, kind of like the bone near just below the neck area. I don't know how to explain it to you guys, but they're kind of like the clavicles. And here's the chest piece, as mentioned, fixated. You can't do anything with it. And of course, the design of the actual stickers is just great there. Of course, I haven't done it to the best of my ability, but as mentioned, guys, because if I were to buy the legitimate stickers, it would have cost me 110 New Zealand dollars. That's a lot of money, so I'm not willing to spend that much just for the set, because obviously let alone the set itself is just expensive because of the actual pieces that I actually had to gather. Anyway guys, now moving up towards the head region, you can see here that he has these shoulder pieces right here, and of course you can see that I've kind of added these little black looking spikes, and I just added them because, you know, he already looks demonic and scary as it is, but adding more to him I think would have made it just a bit better, and that's exactly what I've done here. As you can see, they're just standard black, I don't know what you call them, spiky pieces. I'm sure you can find them somewhere. But as for the shoulders guys, you can manipulate the shoulders. You can move them up, of course, to a certain extent, depending on the actual head, but you can move them down. However, I like to kind of put them at an angle and push them down a bit and make them sit just like that. So you can sit them down just like so. You can manipulate them, of course, because they are held by a joint piece, which you can move and kind of flex and do whatever you really want with those. Now, let's move on towards his other, I guess, shoulder piece, and it is this little trap piece right here. Now this is just fixated, and you can't really do much about it, but it's just a nice other, I guess, added detail to his actual shoulder structure, which is very nice indeed. So now guys, looking at his actual head, you can see there, pretty standard and pretty simple enough. You can manipulate it to however you want. Of course, you can make it look upwards, but that kind of looks weird. You can really get some great, you know, articulation poses, if that's the right word. You can really get it moving, you know, you can move it backwards, forwards, however you want. Unfortunately, you can see there guys, I am using a light blue. Hopefully you guys can see it right there, but it's a light blue, or I should say a light trans blue piece there. Unfortunately, I don't have it in black, so I had to just stick with that for now. I'm not really fussed about it, to be honest. But anyway, in terms of the head movement, you can really get some great poses. So however you really want to articulate them is just really up to you. The head can just move endlessly, more so than the actual Shadow Titan Makuta. But yep, that's pretty much that, and very great, I have to say. And I really like the mask. I don't know about you guys. Someone mentioned in the comments about a pearl gold. I know pearl gold would be very nice with this, but hey, in all honesty, as long as it looks gold to me, I'm not really fussed. But great though, I have to say, really great. So now moving on to the actual arms guys, we are going to be looking at his right arm. So here is his right arm, as you can see here. Now in terms of range of movement guys, it is quite restricted. Now you may be thinking, why is it restricted? Well, you have this piece right here guys in the back, and because you also have the wings there. So you just really can't get much movement because of the actual wings and this actual piece right here, unfortunately. But you can still, unfortunately, pieces are going to have to be manipulated in order to kind of adjust the arm. So that will require a lot of patience and time, to be honest. But to be honest, I'm not really fussed. I really like the arm structure, and even though it kind of hinders movement, it's still fine to me. But to everyone else out there, if you really want to get some crazy poses, you're going to have to really play around with the set. Of course, you're going to have to fix up the wings and the actual armor pieces, so then you can get some good arm articulation in that sense. But anyway, moving down towards the actual elbow, pretty similar structure, exactly the same structure I should say, to the actual knee, except crazily enough, you can actually move his hand, or I should say his elbow joint, right back. the opposite way to 90 degrees like so. And yep, you can actually do that, and of course you can move it 90 degrees towards the front, and a piece just fell there. What makes this set as well, I guess a bit more better than the Shadow Titan is the fact that pieces don't fall off as easily though. So a lot of pieces in this actual set are fixated, and that's just something really great about this set. That's something I do like, definitely. You know, fixated, not loose and flimsy, because that kind of ruins the I guess in terms of playability, I don't know if you can really play with these sets, but I guess in terms of playability, it would be a bit difficult to actually play with. Yeah, you get my point. But anyway, so that's the range of movement there, just like that. Something that's also really great is the fact that you have the purple armor piece there, but the golden touch there. I have to say that is really great, and something I really admire about John Ho's design. And overall, I have to say, you know, adding the gold with the purple is just a great idea. I don't know how he thought of such a, you know, a great combination. I would have personally thought of a purple color for I should say for Makuta in general, but wow, it is great. But of course, as we all know, Master Makuta is in the purple, and it kind of begs the question, you know, Shadow Titan Makuta doesn't even have any purple on him at all, and to think that the Overlord has a purple, you know, what does that mean? What is that really telling us? You know, how did he go from purple to orange and red in Shadow Titan Makuta, but here in the Overlord, he is purple and gold, and it resembles, I should say, practically to his original form, the Master form, and that's just, you know, it's just odd. Kind of like a theory there, but I don't know. Anyway, moving on towards the, I guess the attachments to his arm. So we've already talked about this piece right here. Here is another piece, and this piece can be manipulated. I don't know what it's meant to be. I think it's kind of meant to be like a claw, maybe. I'm not exactly sure, but it's a nice touch, I have to say. Very cool indeed. I think it can kind of stick out like that. Possibly can come out forwards like that. Very similar to possibly the Shadow Titan Makuta, how he kind of has those claws that kind of come out of his not claws, his twin blades, that's right, his twin blades that come out of his arm there, or his hand, and I think that's just great, to be honest. You know, you can just turn it, swivel it around, and I'm sure he can stab his enemies with this as well. Pretty sharp as well, very nice, I have to say. So, you know, maybe when he's not in battle, it just kind of sticks in like that, and then when he's ready, whoosh, and it kind of comes out, and boom, you got something in your eye. Kind of like that, but that's the whole concept, I guess. And of course, you place it backwards like that for now, and whenever he's ready for battle, then he can change it around. Now, in terms of hand articulation, you can get the hands, or I should say the fingers moving. Of course, the actual hand itself is fixated. You can't really move the hand. The only thing you can actually move is the actual elbow joint here, and of course the shoulder. So the fingers actually move, and of course, normally there is a staff here, but I'll first show you guys the staff individually, and then I'll actually place it in his hand later on. So that's that, like so. And yeah, exact same thing applies to his other hand, or I should say his arm, no different at all. But anyway, let's now move towards his actual back. Oh wait, I forgot to mention one more thing. So as mentioned in one of my videos, I did say that there are these stickers missing. Now, which stickers am I talking about? So you can see here, there is this Technic panel here, and it's actually just these stickers right here. So this practically is just missing on here. And that's the whole idea. Now guys, in terms of the back, you can tell that he's not really as heavily armored as Shadow Titan Makuta. Now of course you can see here we just have these connector pieces, which obviously goes from his leg to his actual hips. There isn't really much detail in the actual back. Majority of all the details actually comes from the front, and of course his weapons, but most importantly are these actual wings here, but I'll talk about those a bit later on. So you can see here, as we kind of move up, you can see that there are this just one armor piece there, and that's all we get from the back, unfortunately, and just a bunch of little Technic pieces, as you can see at the top there. So there isn't really much going on in the back, unfortunately. And where did the other armor piece go? Sorry about that, guys. That was really weird. I don't know where the other one went, but now it's finally on. So continuing onwards, guys, as mentioned, there isn't really much going on the back, so other than this actual armor piece there, as you can see, and of course just a bunch of Technic pieces. You can obviously see there are Borok pieces there. Now this, guys, is in the blue, not in the purple, because purple are very hard to find, unfortunately, so I've had to stick with blue, or a trans blue. Of course it's very similar to the actual purple, but yeah, you know, it's just too much. It's way too much, guys. I think one of them just goes for about $25, and I think this is New Zealand dollars. I don't know how much that would be in other people's currencies, but that's just crazy money, guys. Imagine buying 6 of those, and you're practically spending 125 New Zealand dollars. That's just too much money, guys. Way too much money. So now, finally, guys, the wings. Now I can go endless and talk so much about this actual piece here. Now, guys, in terms of the movement and articulation, you can do literally whatever you want. Now, I mean whatever you want, guys, because look at this. You can articulate just this piece right here. So you can see here the actual purple joint are actually moving. So if I enhance that for you all and show you the camera a bit more, you can see that just moves like that. And that's just only one piece, guys. That's just only one piece. Now, that moves, not only that, guys, just individually the actual wings actually move. So this one here moves. Unfortunately, this one doesn't really move, of course, because it's attached to a piece there. But still, guys, you can still get this into crazy poses. You can also move it from here, guys, and you can get some sick, of course, you know, you can get it right up there. You can just do whatever you want, guys, and that's just the beauty about this actual set, I have to say, and one of the best parts about the set. So, you know, you can obviously put the wings in together, kind of like a hawk. You know how obviously a lot of birds tuck in their wings. You can do the exact same thing with the Overlord. You can just do whatever you want, guys, and that is just the great thing about the set. Of course, the same thing applies on the other side. Do whatever you want, you know, get them ready for flight if you want, or get them in a flying position, bring them right back if you really want to. So kind of like that. It's just really up to you. You can just do whatever you want, guys. It's crazy. So, you know, whoosh, whoosh. So you can, yeah, it's just crazy, guys. It is really crazy, and that's just great, I have to say. So here, guys, as you can see, is his first weapon. Now, normally this weapon is actually held on his left hand. Yes, that's right, his left hand. And it's an interesting weapon. I don't know if it actually has an official name, but I kind of thought of it, kind of calling it the Overlord Spear, maybe. I don't know. But you can see that it's a pretty standard weapon. It has a lot of gold touches, gray and black, and of course the purple there. This is the only purple thing that it has. But you can see it kind of has a end tail piece to the actual weapon. Very nice, though, I have to say, in terms of detail. And one thing that's quite strange is this piece here. Now, this normally just sticks out. I don't know what for, but if it has a purpose, then I would really like to know, but I don't think it does. It just kind of sticks out there. Of course, we know that this actually goes into his hand, and that's how we actually hold the weapon in place. Now, what's very interesting as well with this actual weapon is this piece right here. Now, of course, these are half stars, and I have to say it is a great feature to have. And I don't know what it's for. Maybe for bashing, maybe. I don't know. You could possibly bash it against your enemies. I'm not sure. But this is also very nice as well. Now, of course, I believe personally this is where he would actually capture the Kanohis of the actual Toas. So he would hold it in place like that, capture them, or maybe grab their bodies using this actual weapon, and God knows what he would do with them. But I can imagine it would be very gruesome and very painful, since the Overlord just seems so ruthless just by the name itself, to be honest. But a great weapon, I have to say. I would kind of call it the Warlord Spear, or the Overlord Speary. I don't know, actually. I can't really think of a name, but that's the first weapon. A great weapon, I have to say. And here is the stuff, guys, as you can see in front of me. Now, I've kind of done my own details to this actual stuff. So, of course, as you all know, originally this sticker piece here should be at the back, but I kind of changed it up and just placed this because, hey, why not? I don't know. Just thought of changing it up a bit. But as well as that, I've actually added a purple touch. Sorry, not a purple touch. A gold touch to the actual fabric there for his staff weapon, and I have to say it's very nice. Let's actually start from the bottom, actually. That makes it easier. So, as you can see here, I have the black Borok pieces and the trans black, I should say, sorry. Normally I think these should be in trans purple, but of course they're quite expensive to have, so I just kind of found something that would match up with the color. So I chose trans black because of the black there, and because black goes well with gold as well. So you can see there, that's the trans Borok pieces there, the trans black Borok. Then you can see here the same weapon, I should say the same speary weapon that we saw in his original, or his first weapon I should say, and it's a nice feature as well to have, of course. And you can see here that normally that the actual Toa masks would actually be sitting on here, as John Ho mentioned in the actual Makuta contest in the LEGO video, but I chose to do something a bit more different and something more Overlordy. And what I did was I got a chain and I wrapped it around the whole actual staff. And then guys, what I actually did was I placed the different Kanohis from ranking order. Now what do I mean by that, guys? Well, what I actually did was, as you can see here, we have the top. Now why would I choose the Mask of Creation? Well, because of course Ikimu is big, or I should say Makuta's biggest enemy and a threat would obviously be Ikimu. So there is the Mask of Creation there, and of course that is originally that should be Ikimu deceased, so he's dead there. Next, of course, we have the Umarak the Destroyer. Now why Umarak? Well, because guys, Umarak to the actual to me personally, I think the Overlord thinks of him as a useless slave. So he took him down, and there is his head, or his Kanohi, like so. And yep, as ruthless as the Overlord is, that's what I think personally. Next, we have the leaders of the Toa, and here is Tahu. And here he is, you know, he's third there ranked, but yep, he's dead as well, unfortunately. And of course, we have Kopaka, originally known as the second leader, just behind Tahu. But of course, he thinks he's his own leader, in all honesty. But originally, I think it was always Tahu. But yeah, anyway, that's that. And then here we have a golden skull grinder mask. And I don't know why I added it in, because it looked cool though, to be honest, because gold looks nice. And that's mainly the reason why. And because obviously it follows on with the gold with the other masks as well. So you can see kind of there, it's actually tied up all together, just like so. And there's the chain. And yeah, I don't know, it just looked like a nice feature to do so, or actually to have. So I kind of added in like that. And yeah, let me know in the comments below, guys, what do you think of it? I really think it looks pretty cool, to be honest. I really like it, but I don't know about you guys. Anyway, moving on up towards the actual stuff, you can see here it has these two random looking tubes there. Very cool though, I have to say. I like the idea, very nice as well. And of course, if we continue moving upwards, you can see that I've connected the chain right there just underneath the golden cylinder, and that's very nice as well. And of course, you can see as mentioned, the shield and these pieces right here, which obviously connect to the actual fabric, which is very nice too. I really like that as well. And of course, these horns there, but I don't know why they're like that, but very nice. Of course, maybe to stab his enemies as well, but that's very cool as well. And here is his last weapon, guys. As you can see here, a pretty standard weapon, in all honesty. It kind of looks like a hatchet slash axe, but very nice weapon. Of course, his third weapon, I think it would be a tertiary weapon. So what I mean by tertiary, guys, so if in any reason why both his weapons or his original weapons that he holds in his hands were destroyed, he would just take this out and then maybe slaughter his enemies like so. And pretty nice as well, you know, you can kind of kill them instantaneously with either side, stab them maybe with this side, and just slice them in half with this awesome looking piece right here, like so. So last thing to add, guys, is to just talk to you about the summary of this actual set. So overall, guys, this set is great. However, it is quite pricey. And what I mean by pricey, guys, is the fact that there are quite a few pieces here that are quite hard to find. Now, for example, the wings. Now, the wings, they're reasonably hard to find because they're quite rare. They're quite expensive as well, so you need to save up quite a bit of money on pieces. Not only that, you have the actual wings down here as well on his actual hips. Those are quite expensive as well, and that's you know, you have to factor in those things, guys. As well as that, you have other small pieces that you require, but I guess that all adds up, similar to the Shadow Titan Makuta. But overall, guys, I still think that this set is just a bit more expensive than Shadow Titan, because the Shadow Titan has a lot of common pieces in comparison to the actual Overlord. Now, if I actually talk about the functionality, guys, as mentioned, the functionality is very similar to the actual Shadow Titan Makuta. However, it's more rigid, if that's the right way of putting it. More rigid, more firm. However, unfortunately, there is limited articulation, for example, in the actual feet. So when you actually try to turn it, remember, guys, you can't really get much out of it. Same thing with the knee. You can only just move it backwards and forwards, as shown in the review. So that's that to factor in. And of course, here as well, there's kind of like a gap there, and you can't really see anything in the back, so there are quite a few empty spaces, but overall, majority of the good stuff are actually in the upper half of his body. Overall, guys, I have to say it is a great set to build though, very fun, but like I said, guys, it requires a lot of patience because quite a few pieces you won't be able to find on just one Bricklink store. It may require you to actually go through several Bricklink stores just to order several different parts, and that can be annoying about the set, but if you're really willing, guys, to actually build this set, then by all means, I really recommend that you do. It is a great set. It's pretty easy to build in comparison to the Shadow Titan, because the Shadow Titan has so many specific bits and pieces, and armor pieces I should say. It's a lot harder to kind of move and put everything together. In comparison to the Overlord is much more easier. It's got a simpler structure, overall build. However, at the end of the day, it's just the pieces that are quite hard to get. So like I said, guys, if you're willing to sacrifice your time and money to building this set, then go hard, guys. Now what I mean by go hard is like just do it, you know, just do it. It's great. But like I said, those are just the cons of the actual overall set. But guys, with that said, I think that's pretty much all I have to say. So there you have it, guys. There is the Overlord Makuta completed. I hope you guys have really enjoyed the review. I have really enjoyed the review. Of course, I am going to be doing a short review where I just quickly touch on everything. It will be about 6-7 minutes the most. And I'll be going as fast as I can and explain to you as much as I can within those 6-7 minutes. But this is just an in-depth review, guys, showing you the specific pieces and detail about this set overall in terms of articulation, the look, the weapons, the pieces, everything practically. And I hope I have covered everything. If I haven't, please let me know in the comments, guys. But other than that, I really hope you all have enjoyed this. Please subscribe to my channel, guys, if you have enjoyed this video. As well as that, guys, like this video as well if you have enjoyed it. Please do share this video around, maybe share my channel around as well. That would be really greatly appreciated. But other than that, guys, thank you so much again for watching. I will be talking to you all very soon. Bye bye.